Today, we uncover a story shaking the very foundations of South Africa's leadership. A revelation so audacious that it has sent shockwaves rippling through Parliament, the ANC, and households across the nation where faith in accountability still lingers. The Democratic Alliance, DA, has dropped what they insist is undeniable evidence of President Cyril Ramaphosa's concealed fortune, allegedly built on entrenched corruption. This moment transcends politics. It places the future of an entire nation in the balance. Let's dive into the details. For the past 4 years, President Cyril Ramaphosa has meticulously shaped his image. He presented himself as a calm, measured businessman turned statesman, a stabilizing force after the chaos of the Zuma years. To many, he appeared as the figure who would restore integrity, rebuild the fractured ANC, and wage war on corruption from within. Yet, behind the polished demeanor and eloquent speeches, doubts have simmered. Those quiet suspicions are now swelling into public outcry. According to the DA, the real Ramaphosa may not be as spotless as he projects, and the evidence just revealed is nothing short of explosive. In a heated press conference, the Democratic Alliance stunned the nation by unveiling what they described as a damning dossier, documents, financial records, and offshore account links allegedly connecting Ramaphosa to undeclared assets worth millions of rands. These papers reportedly expose an intricate network of shell corporations, trust funds, and real estate ventures deliberately kept hidden from both Parliament and the public eye. Even more alarming, the DA claims some of this money was funneled through government-linked procurement contracts, a textbook example of state capture, only this time under a new guise. If these documents prove genuine, the implications are staggering. It would mean that the very leader who championed transparency and reform has been presiding over a secret empire of wealth. The country has not forgotten the infamous failure farm scandal, the first incident that triggered suspicions. Recall when large sums of foreign cash were discovered stashed in furniture at Ramaphosa's private game farm. He brushed it off as proceeds from a buffalo sale, but the explanation never quite convinced the public. Now, with fresh revelations, the DA insists that scandal was merely the tip of a much larger iceberg. They argue the farm stash represents just one fragment of a vast hidden financial empire. The implications are chilling. If the president has leveraged his office to shield personal wealth while millions of South Africans grapple with poverty, unemployment, and relentless load shedding, this ceases to be mere corruption, it becomes an act of betrayal. Unsurprisingly, Parliament has been thrown into disarray. Opposition parties are demanding an immediate, independent investigation. The DA has formally petitioned the Speaker's office, calling for a judicial inquiry into the president's finances. Meanwhile, chaos brews within the ANC. Some loyalists dismiss the DA's revelations as nothing more than political theatrics, accusing them of deliberately timing the exposé for maximum publicity. But behind closed doors, the atmosphere is tense. Insiders whisper about panic and growing cracks within party unity. Conversations about succession are no longer whispers but open speculations. If Ramaphosa falls, who will lead? The stakes have never been higher. South Africans are familiar with political scandals, but this one feels different, because it strikes at the heart of the hopes pinned on a so-called new era of governance. A Ramaphosa presidency was supposed to embody stability, ethical leadership, and a decisive break from Zuma-era kleptocracy. Yet today, those promises feel fragile. So far, President Ramaphosa has not provided a thorough rebuttal. His spokesperson released only a short statement dismissing the DA's evidence as fabrications designed to distract from real issues. Yet notably absent were a direct denial, a public press conference, or tangible proof to counter the claims. For a man renowned for his careful words, Ramaphosa's silence now echoes loudly. In politics, silence often shouts louder than denial. If he is innocent, where is the transparency he once demanded from others? Where is the hard proof? Where is the fire he displayed when condemning corruption in previous administrations? The answers, or the lack thereof, may reshape South African history. Will an independent commission of inquiry be formed? Will Parliament find the courage to transcend party loyalty and demand accountability? Or will the ANC once again shield one of its own? More urgently, how will ordinary South Africans respond? Will they watch quietly, or will they rise and demand the truth? What we are witnessing is a turning point. This moment is not just about one man, it is about whether democracy still carries weight. If this story has ignited something in you, don't remain silent. Amplify the message. Hit subscribe, press like, and share this with everyone who deserves to know the truth. Together, let's demand accountability and keep the pressure alive. We'll continue to track this story as it evolves, because what comes next could truly change everything.